everyone. We're ending our weekly Mass with a little tour of the Upper Church of St. Jean's. This is Father John Camus here. David Elliott is recording this morning, so thank you, David, for being here. So I just want you to look at what we're doing. We just began the interior setup. We're covering everything up. You can look at the main altar, see the candelabras are covered. We're going to cover the monstrance soon. Just in case there's too much dust in here, the cleanup will be easier. If you notice, looking down on the floor, this company that we've hired, I love them. They put plastic on every bit of carpeting. They're going to do the whole church, and they're covering it up with, on top of that, with plywood, which is great. So that's always our big problem when we do a job, and here's the dust is so incredible from plaster. So that's what's happening. The altar's nicely covered, so that's nice and safe. And all the pews are going to be covered also. We have an extra little project, if David will follow me. I've been watching this for quite a while, and this is the perfect opportunity to attack it. So here we are at the second station of the cross, and I've been watching that piece of plaster get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what scares me about it, I'm not scared now because we're doing the interior of the church, but there's an interior drain there. There were 4 of them. 2 of them have been changed. This is the third, there's one left. But it's a very big job when you change it. We have to knock out the wall from the floor all the way up to the ceiling, which is about 45 feet. And then we have to remove the old pipe and put a new pipe in. The Station of the Cross has to be taken off. That weighs about 600 pounds. So it's a very difficult job, a very delicate job. So since we're doing the ceiling, we're doing spots here and there, let's attack this now and make a big mess over here and get it over with. But that's the third interior drain. For history, there's one more left, and it's over there somewhere. That's all I know. Okay. So I just wanted to get a little sense of what's going on. This is the interior work, and here we're really just going to repair water damage that has been going on for years, and a little bit. It's nothing really serious, but the real work and the intense work is happening in the attic. It's happening in between the plastered decoration that we see and the copper roof. It's very warm up there. They're installing many fans. It can get up to 140 degrees in there in the summertime, so that's what we're hoping that they get this done before there's a heat wave. So what they'll be doing is removing several inches of dust and dirt that accumulated over 100 years. That's covering all the plaster. And then when that's cleaned, then they'll begin the process of repairing the metal bands that are supporting the ceiling, holding the ceiling up. They're going to replace some of them, just fix some of them, and then spray it with an adherent, a kind of foam that glues itself onto the plaster and strengthens it. Okay. So that's the whole process. It's a $468,000 job, so it's a big one. And again, I just ask you to think about maybe being part of this, another historic project here at St. Jean's. Okay. So, but thank you for your support and all that we've done here. It's a wonderful church. I know we're all proud of it, and we want to pass it on to another generation in beautiful and wonderful shape so that it can be the same spiritual place and beautiful place that it has been for over 100 years. So thanks a lot. In the church, welcome. Take a little quick peek. We're back to the scaffolding again. We just love our scaffolding at St. Jean's. I feel like the 30 years or so that I've been doing jobs here, it's always been with scaffolding, so here we are. So this whole section behind the altar has been completed. There was a great deal of work that needed to be done. They did a beautiful job. A lot of those pillars needed to be rebuilt. There were medallions from the way in the top of the ceiling that had loosened. They were taken off and replaced. Again, I just want to really applaud this company that we have. They do such a beautiful job covering everything. It's always the big problem is a carpeted church is very difficult to keep clean, but they really covered everything up. They put plastic everywhere. Let's go over to the confessional over here. You can see in that first confessional, it's all covered up with plywood, but next to it is a little tower that's covered in blue tarps. And that's where the interior drain has been replaced. So it was leaking. It was, we have a shot of it. I'll try to get it on one of these days. We have a shot of the pipe. And what was so interesting, the pipe is dated. It's dated September 2nd, 1911. So it was right when the church was, this part of the church was being put together. So it's really kind of historical. I don't know if we saved it or not, but it'd be kind of fun to have that around. Again, let's look up the cornice where the writing is. This is the writing I was telling you about with the sequence, Laudae Sion. It begins over here where the scaffolding is. That's the exact point where it begins. This is Laudae Sion Salvatorem. And then the text just goes all around the church. And that was painted over at one point. When we redid the church in 1997, we put all that writing back up there. It's in 23 karat gold, so it should last. And it's a great proclamation of faith in the Eucharist, so it's wonderful. But the whole church is just really a proclamation of the Eucharist. So just take a little look. When you come in, it'll probably be a little different, hopefully. But there are lots of spots on the ceiling that need to be done, so there's going to be some more scaffolding moving around. But like I said, in 2 weeks, they should be really quite well advanced. This was the worst section. The window here, up there, you don't see any scaffolding there yet. It's around the corner. We can see the fat little angel up there in white. That's the window that needs a lot of work, but it's pretty smooth, so that should go pretty fast. And up here where the scaffolding is, they're going to be doing a good deal of work up there too. Okay, so this is maybe your last look at the church before you come back in again, and hopefully it'll look a little better. But a lot has been repaired, and I'm very pleased with the work that's being done. So have a good week, everyone.